What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time, we fought Lucina in what is probably the fastest fight that we are ever going to do in this game. And this time, we are going to do another Emblem paralogue. But before that, we actually don't have a topic in the Somniel for the day, but we do have a couple of support and bond conversations to go over. So we'll start with Alcrest and Diamant.
Not good enough. I can't protect the kingdom like this.
Diamant, are you okay? You're drenched in sweat. What happened to you?
Alcrest, you're not supposed to see me like this. I'm fine, don't worry. I was just doing some focused training with a few of our mages.
I've never seen training wipe you out like this. You might have some kind of illness. We should get a doctor in here to check your...
I'm not ill, Alcrest. Do you remember when you asked if I have any weaknesses? Now you know. This is my weakness.
Your weakness is training with mages? I don't understand.
As a boy, I made a careless mistake while handling magic. Had a serious injury for a while. Ever since then, I've been afraid of magic.
You? Afraid?
That's right. Now I work like this every day to overcome that fear and conquer my weakness. That's why training with these mages is so important.
I always thought you were flawless.
No one is flawless. I have to train like this every single day. Alcrest, you must not speak of this to anyone. Do you understand?
I won't tell a soul.
I should get back to it. I don't like to keep the mages waiting.
Diamant, you don't need to push yourself so hard.
We're Brodia's protectors. It's our duty to grow stronger in every way we can.
Oh.
Talking with you has settled my nerves a bit. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
But Diamant... He's afraid of something. My brother has a weakness. I can't believe it.
Prince Alfred, do you understand the implications of what has occurred between us?
Princess Ivy? Can't say that I do.
That first night, you helped me find the way when I was lost. The second time, you gave me advice on how to find peaceful sleep. Much as I am loath to admit it, I am deeply in your debt.
And that's bad somehow?
Of course it's bad. I am the crown princess of Elusia. I cannot show such weakness, especially to a rival nation. Therefore, you must tell me how I can be of assistance to you.
Oh, so you think it should be your turn to help me now, huh?
I need to clear this obligation. That's all.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not in any kind of a jam right now.
So you won't let me help you? This is unacceptable. I demand that you be troubled immediately.
The only thing that's giving me trouble is this demand of yours. Look, I don't think of this as a pay me back someday situation. This is just what allies do. When I see you're in a spot, I help out. You don't owe me for that. None of my friends do.
You just trust people? You really are naive.
Guilty as charged. But there's a lot of upsides to being naive.
I suppose I can find inspiration in that. Very well. I will trust you.
Oh, Princess Ivy, that's great!
To be candid, I am glad to have more people I can trust now. When I become queen, it will be a relief to know that at least one of my peers is trustworthy. Thank you, Prince Alfred.
Alright, so the next paralogue that we need to do is all the way down here. The Plains of Swiftwind. And base class level 19, donation level 3. And let's begin the chapter.
Ah, the breeze, the smell, so much like home.
Home? Do you mean the world you're from?
Yes, this place is just like the Sacaen Plains. That's where I was born. I remember their beauty well. When I was young, those plains seemed to stretch forever.
It truly is wonderful scenery, and the wind is so pleasant.
It makes me happy to hear you say that, even if this is not my true homeland. We woke at dawn and tended to our cattle, caught game, and slept when the sun set. That was every day of my life growing up on the plains. But it didn't last forever.
Can you tell me what happened?
The Lorca tribe, my people, were attacked by vicious bandits. They killed so many of us. The bandits were cowardly. They poisoned our drinking water, then attacked in the chaos.
That's terrible.
Yes, but the Sacaen Plains are our motherland and have always blessed us with their bounty. It is a place I love deeply, though it holds many painful memories. Enough mourning. The sense of this place is exciting me. Ready your sword. I'll show you the true skill of a Lorca tribe warrior.
I can't wait. You won't beat me easily, though. I've overcome so many hardships in my life, and more will come, I'm sure.
But our bond will grow stronger with this fight, as will my power. So whatever you do, don't hold back.
All right, getting into this chapter, let's make sure we have the right unit selected. Yes. I think everyone here is good. I'm tempted to bring John, but I don't think I will. And we're just gonna swap around some places, because I want all of my cavalry units to be up here. In fact, I'm gonna switch these two. And then my Wolf Rider needs to be over here. And then we'll bring Ivy over here. Oh, and Tamara needs to be up here. That all looks good. I'm going to switch these two because she's faster. And I think that's good. So let's go ahead and start the chapter. Oh, one more thing before we actually start. When doing these chapters, they take off the emblem of whichever paralogue that you're doing. So you have to make sure to put them back on the unit that you want them to be equipped to after you do the paralogue. So I put Lucina back on Tamara. But other than that, let's go ahead and get this fight started.
Are you ready? Then come at me. Attack with everything you've got.
I can hear the voices of enemy forces in those tents. We should attack them, quickly.
Alright, so before getting into
I'll do my best.
Lynn's whole backstory, I want to actually go over what my strategy is for this level, because it is a decently long level. My strategy for this level is basically teleportation. Basically what it's been for the last several chapters. But to a higher scale. You can actually see Lynn is over here. She has 2 health bars, and she has both a sword and a bow, so she is very dangerous against flying units. And there are bow units everywhere. So basically, like, this entire side is like deadly to flying units. And it's very difficult to be able to chain them together how you want them to. Also, I want to go here and then use rescue. Because we're going to teleport Phoenix even farther. And then we are also just going to fly over here and then rescue him one more time. And now he's on the same island as, or on the same land structure as Lynn is. In turn 1, luckily. And I believe you have rewarp, so you should just be able to rewarp over there to save us a little bit of time with trying to get everyone over there. And that's unfortunately rewarp broke. But other than
as your steward,
the Divine Dragon, I want to put Vander here and equip his Tomahawk because it's a throwing weapon. and all of these guys are bow units. And then we are going to just send the cavalry down this way, because we want to take out we want to try to take out as many of these units standing in front of the houses as possible, because they all have
I'm happy to help.
money that they give us if we are able to take them out. But for this turn, I think we are just going to move everyone forward
Understood.
and see what the enemy does.
Of course.
We'll put you in the woods just so you have a little bit more protection. And we'll put you there. So what do the enemies do? Of course. Why did you not throw the tomahawk? Oh, they're too many spaces away, that's why. And we're already in danger. Great. I need to figure out how to save Vander now. Because usually, it's not that big of an issue. Of course. How dare you fracture me? Okay, so these Wyvern Riders are not going to be an issue. Luckily. Those two might, though. But now that I have gone over what my strategy is for this chapter, I want to talk more about Lynn's history and why she's connected to this location. And I want to start off by saying this is one of the more interesting ones, because this stage is from a game that Lynn is not in. This stage comes directly from a game called The Binding Blade, and Lynn is not in the Binding Blade. She's in the Blazing Blade as a unit, which is the prequel to The Binding Blade, but the Binding Blade she's just simply not in. But saying that, I actually want to split this up into two different sort of sections of how I want to talk about everything. And one of the sections will be how Lynn is connected to this place. And then the second section of the history of this place is how it reacts and interacts with within the Binding Blade and how all that works, and how that at least slightly connects back to Lynn as well. So Lynn, as she said, was born on the Sacaen Plains to a tribe called the Lorca tribe. And the Lorca tribe that's unfortunate. The Lorca tribe
Emblem engaged.
were just one of the several tribes that lived on the Sacaen Plains, and really didn't interact with people very much. Like she said, they would hunt for themselves, they would gather for themselves, they would rise with the sun and sleep with the sun as well. But other than that, they never really did anything to interact with anyone else. The
That's how a knight does
real
it.
interaction happened when Lynn was either 15 to 18. I don't know exactly how many years she lived there, but it was during her late teens. The Lorca tribe was targeted by a group of bandits called the Tavalier. And the Tavalier, as Lynn said, poisoned the water supply of the Lorca tribe. And after they poisoned the water, the bandits then attacked them in the middle of the night, causing the Lorca tribe not to be prepared for an attack and also being weakened from the poison, to the point where they weren't really able to fight back. And Lynn was able to escape, but she believed that her entire village was killed within the attack. And then after she had escaped and was, I was going to say unharmed, but she was very much poisoned, she actually collapsed from that poison
You have my
and
respect.
wasn't found until later from a neighboring tribe within like the day or so. And that neighboring tribe then healed her and brought her back to her full health. Or not full health, but back to her normal condition. And after she was nursed back to health, basically, she returned back to where the Lorca tribe was and discovered that there was actually members that had survived the attack. I believe it was like 10 members that survived. And she went back to try to rally them together to recreate the Lorca tribe. But none of them would actually follow her for the simple fact that she was a woman, and they didn't believe that she was capable of leading the tribe, basically, and they were not willing to follow her. So Lynn then set out on a solo journey, and she was traveling by herself for a while until she met a man, I believe, named Mark. And after that point, she traveled with him until she met Ellie Wood and Hector and joined them on their journey. But that's pretty much where her story with the Sacaen Plains ends. At the end of the Blazing Blade, she actually does head back to the Sacaen Plains and becomes their chief and everything for the Lorca tribe. But other than that, she doesn't really have a whole ton of story beyond that point. But this map does have a story to it, and it is that this is a chapter, like I said, within the Binding Blades, and it's chapter, I believe, 20X, which is a secret chapter within the game, which you have to do a whole bunch of things in order to even get access to. And basically, the reason that the chapter exists is because the characters were looking for a legendary bow called Mulagir, is how I believe you pronounce it. And that's important for two reasons, basically. The first is that the bow is found here on the Sacaen Plains, and it is actually being wielded by a Cicadian tribeswoman, or bow woman, depending on how you want to say that. And she is the original wielder of the Mulagir bow within the games. And the second reason it's important is actually that it ties right back to Lynn and this game, because Lynn wields has the Mulagir bow as one of her engaged weapons, and I believe it's bond level 15 that she gets access to it. But it does give her a direct tie, one, back to this level, which is important for her to do because it's her level. But also, it's important because it's one of her best weapons within the game. So it's good to know where that weapon even came from. But I think that's all I have to go over for the history of both this level and for Lynn. And we are a little over halfway done. Because all we need to do now is... Basically, we have one more of the tent people. Well, two more, technically. Actually, three more. I've lied. We have three more. One of them's being taken out right now. But we also need to get at least one more unit down to take out the bow wielder. And then Ivy needs to get down here so that we can take on Lynn as well. So, how do I want to do this? Do you have rescues still? You do not. You have fractures. not the most helpful thing. We'll go right here just to give you some leeway. And you have rescues, but it's not super helpful. Can you make it down? No, we're gonna have to take 2 more turns, probably. Who hasn't moved? Oh, you haven't moved. We'll put you right here to get ready. Luckily, Lynn does not move until you attack her first, or get within like 3 spaces of her. So it's very easy to get units over here, ready to fight her, without them being like directly on top of her. How far is her range, actually? Okay, so what I need to do is I want to put Ivy right here, and then we are going to rescue Bram. And then I need to get Hortensia at least close. And then Fram is going to take out... You're kidding, right? You can't take them out in 1 turn. Do it anyway. There we go. Always rely on the crit. Who wouldn't want to rely on the crit for things that need to be done? Actually, not but I'm just going to take out this one now.
Emblem, engage.
This may seem like overkill, but actually, yeah, you houses unite.
I'll strike you down.
Make it the most overkill.
Your defeat was inevitable.
The best attack happened last after he was already dead. And then the last thing I need to do is try to take out this bow unit. 33% chance. Great odds. I guess try it. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna work. This bow unit isn't super important to take out, but if I can, it's at least a little bit more experience for Hector. Or not Hector, Victor. Or Vander, that's his name. I'm just saying every single wrong name in this episode. Jesus Christ. Okay, the bow unit is out of the woods, but I don't think I could kill him this turn, and I also don't think it matters. Vander, go ahead and hit him with the axe. If you crit, good for you. If not, you get a little bit of experience, I guess. And now for the grand master plan of swarming Lynn with everything.
Lend me your strength.
Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to move you over here and attack with Thorn first. That should probably be the first move.
It feels a little strange to fight you. I'm reminded of my father and all that happened.
Oh, I'm rather happy about this fight myself. Facing someone as skilled as you is a pleasure.
If only he had been so encouraging. Very well. Let's begin.
Thank you for the encouragement, Lynn. Here's a lightning bolt to the face. Oh, and she got max level with Camilla. That's nice. Or not max level, but a bond rank up with Camilla. And we will engage just for the little bit of extra damage. And hit you with our Wodao.
These plains, the green land, the wind, they raised me to be strong. And you?
I'm still improving, but I have gained strength during our journey.
I'm glad to hear you're feeling stronger, but I won't be holding back.
Alright, and that's her first health bar down. Luckily she doesn't switch to her bow until the next turn. So I want to get basically right here, and we might just Cataclysm her, actually. I think Cataclysm is the move. Maybe not. What does... Cataclysm is definitely the move.
Are we done here?
Hit her with all the magic. And that leaves her at half health. The plan was to actually use Hortensia and Byleth to make all of my units attack again. But that might not be necessary.
Emblem engage!
Because she's currently wielding a sword, I might... Oh no, I can't take her out. But I might be able to break her. I don't know if this will actually break her or not. I mean, either way... Actually, no. Let's not get risky. Let's not get risky. Let's just go ahead and hit her with fire.
Seeing you makes me feel like I might see my father again. Too bad that's not how it works.
Unfortunately, I'm neither a substitute for your father nor his memory. Still, I can see you've become quite talented. So show me just how much you've grown.
I am refined in strength and charm. If my father were here, he'd be in awe of what I've become.
Alright, throw the fireball. And the final piece of the puzzle is to hit her with her friend's axe, I guess. I wasn't planning on doing this, but it's definitely the funnier move. Oh, that's so low accuracy. That's like only a 2/3 chance I hit her. Try it anyway.
You're very good.
Thank God that hit. Oh, I was so nervous. I was so nervous I was gonna miss. And for defeating her, we get 2000 G. And somehow, Marin is the MVP. Sure, let's go with that.
Wow, you beat me soundly. You're very strong.
And you were as skilled as I expected. Very powerful, too. I wonder if I could be like you. If I grew up on the plains, I mean.
Perhaps. I learned to fight out here, but I learned more when I met Eliwood and Hector. We traveled long and far together. Sometimes we compete with one another, just like this. They helped me to learn of justice and courage, and they gave me the strength to trust others. And that strength has made me who I am today.
When I woke, I had no memories and no one I felt I could rely on. But now I have so many friends around me to teach me about the world and about myself. I hope that at the end of my journey, I'll be as strong as them. And you.
You'll definitely become much stronger. I'm sure of it. Of course, I'll help too.
Thank you, Lynn.
And with that, we have unlocked Lynn's max bond level, meaning she can now rank all the way up to bond level 20 with our units. But I think that's gonna be the episode, so I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we're gonna do yet another Emblem paralogue. But until then, happy adventuring!